By analysis. That's what you get from the other guys, but not here, not now, and not ever. This is the Baseball Insider Show presented by BCWSA. A look deep inside the game from a former player's perspective. The Baseball Insider Show, presented by BCWSA, is broadcasting live from the Pines Tavern in Bristol, Pennsylvania, and is brought to you by BCWSA, the Pines Tavern, Penn Community Bank. We now go live to the Pines Tavern in Bristol, Pennsylvania for the Baseball Insider Show presented by BCWSA. Now, here are your hosts, Phillies Director of Fun and Games, John Brazer, and former pitcher from the 93 National League champion Phillies, Tommy Greene.
All right, welcome to the Baseball Insider Show presented by BCWSA. We are live from the Pines Tavern in Bristol, PA. I'm John Brazer, joined by my co-host, Tommy Greene. Tommy, yet another 5-1 week in Phillies baseball.
I've never seen you happier, Brazier.
I
tell you, you're a pleasure to be around now.
Remember last year we had, not just last year, but in years past, we've had a lot. We've talked about golf and we talked about lacrosse and music, concerts and everything else. But now we can actually talk. I am going to talk music, though, but let's talk Fighting Phils, 5-1 this week.
Man, you can't beat the way they're playing. And Chris, Mr. Irmer kind of got my blood going a little bit with the question he raised right off, about things. That got me going a little bit.
Well,
so we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Okay.
Or unless you want to do it now.
We can do it now. Chris brought up, our producer, said, some critics are saying that the Phillies haven't played anybody good, which basically makes their record at 28-12 leading Major League Baseball, maybe not as shiny as it should. And I disagree because we have, first of all, you got to play who's in front of you, and every team can beat anybody.
Yeah.
You could play the A's, or I'll take.
Look at the White Sox right now. They've won 4 or 5 in a row right now. They're getting hot.
Right. So you catch a pitcher that's hot. You catch a team that's hot. You can't say. I mean, yes. Have we played the Dodgers? No. Have we played Milwaukee? No. We played Atlanta. It was top of the right behind us. We played. We haven't played Houston. Now a lot of teams. Houston's 14-25.
What's our record against 500 and over teams? And that's what you. I mean, we haven't played a lot, but we're winning.
Well,
we have a winning record.
We swept San Diego.
Yeah.
The only team we haven't done well was Atlanta, just that one series.
We opened up with them.
Right.
So, and this is coming from whom?
I just think it's a lot of people just want to
find
the negative in things. And I don't think it's Chris.
This is coming from people who never played the game. That's the way I look at it. They don't know how hard it is, and the way the game goes. They're just looking at why ain't my team like the Dodgers, or whatever. I mean, I just think the game is not that easy to play. You got to take a step back sometimes, and you have, as a fan, hey, let's enjoy the ride a little bit. We're taking advantage or beating the teams we need to beat right now because they're not playing as well. We've took advantage of that.
Yep.
But there's also some teams that are playing pretty good that we've beat. I mean, and I look at that. That gets my blood going a little bit because anybody with a bat in your hand can hurt you.
Right.
And
or a ball in their hand.
A young pitcher coming up.
Right.
I mean, guys with good stuff. The guys with Pittsburgh. You look at those arms they got now there.
Well, now they got the Paul Skeens.
They can put you to sleep.
Yep.
Your offense to sleep if they're on. So I mean, they'll get me started on that stuff.
All right. Well,
I call it a load of crap.
Well, we are at the Pines Tavern. Stop down if you are in the Bristol area. So say hi. Pines Tavern is one of Bucks County's hidden gems in Bristol. Good friends, great food, inviting spirits is always what you'll find at the Pines Tavern. They specialize in affordable, kicked-up comfort food, classics, and featuring their great sandwiches like the South Philly pork with sautéed spinach and sharp provolone, or one of their famous burgers like the Chambers Burger, a 10-ounce handmade 100% Angus Chuck Burger, cooked to order. Suppers include their homemade meatloaf, fish and chips, or their pan-seared chicken breast. I'm getting a lot of grunts and noises out of you guys.
I know. That was my stomach, by the way.
Happy hour, Monday to Friday, 4 to 6, Saturday and Sunday, 3 to 5, featuring $2 most domestic beers. That's right now. Well, I guess that starts in later this afternoon. Bottler draft, $5 wines, and $5 flatbread pizza or 10-ounce cheeseburgers. The Pines Tavern is at the fork in the road at Ratcliffe Street and Farragut Avenue in Bristol. Open 7 days, serving great food and spirits from 11:30 a.m. till 9 p.m. Weekdays, Friday and Saturdays till 11, and Sundays noon to 8. Pines Tavern. We love this place. And this will be our last show before Labor Day. because then we'll be back here after Labor Day.
Yeah.
We'll be now starting in 2 weeks. We will be at Keenan's down at the shore for every Sunday when the team is away.
We're doing that one show. You be done for one show, and then you're gone.
And I'm going to London with the team.
Yep.
All right, so Tom, before we get into baseball, I got to tell you, because I know you're a country fan.
Yeah.
You have I don't know if it's a dichotomy because it's not really opposites, but you love country and you love hair metal bands.
Yes, I do.
Right? So I know that because when we drive down to D.C. for that golf tournament.
I'm a rockabilly. Right? What's wrong with that?
It's half Scorpions and right?
Yeah, old man. And then
Jason Aldean.
And then I used to hang out with Harry all the time. We loved like the jazz bars and stuff like that.
Sure.
You're well-rounded. I'm a mix. Yeah,
you're well-rounded.
I like good music. You know?
I saw Morgan Wallen last night at the ballpark, and I got to tell you, I was there all day and all night because I was there with the country station down there.
There was a bunch of people that thing.
There was a lot of people, and there was I tell you what, it was kind of a cold night, and
wasn't nobody feeling nothing.
A young crowd, and put it this way, they saved a lot of money on their clothes because there wasn't a lot of clothes that I saw, like just short halter tops and short skirts and cowboy boots.
That tends to be the way it goes.
And I think I sound really old. The hoodie sales probably were pretty good because I think they started getting cold and said, all right, maybe this outfit.
How many girls do you carry in your car?
I had 4 girls and 4 16-year-olds in my car. And they wanted to stay to the end. I usually like to duck out whether it's a big sporting event.
Roll.
And they stayed to the end. Not only stayed to the end, but they didn't come down to meet me until 15 minutes after the last song, which meant
they're smart.
that I spent an hour and a half in traffic.
They're smart.
Yes, but
then you just have to hang at the ballpark and enjoy and wait for the traffic to die down.
That's true. And Morgan Wallen wore the City Connect uniforms out there for his last song, which is pretty cool.
Cool.
And I do have to say that because I had been there all day, I went into my office at 7 o'clock to watch some lacrosse because I had a couple hours to kill before he went on at 9.
This is a Brazer. This is a Brazer story.
And then, Chris, I fell asleep in my office. I literally fell asleep for the first. Had the lacrosse game on. I had my feet up on my desk. I'm leaning back in my chair, and I fell asleep. And next thing I realized it's 10 o'clock, and I've missed half the concert. So I went out and caught the rest of the concert. So that's how we're rolling.
That's a good Brazer right there.
That's how we're rolling these days at my
What'd you do the night before?
Hey, and I'd be remiss, too, to say that I am Elena Brazer's son. So happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there, to my wife Jill, to my mom Elena, and Tommy, you as well.
Yeah, to my wife Wendy, and my mom in heaven. So I wish everybody and Wendy's mom, Ann.
And all the other moms out there, we wish you a great Mother's Day. And did Wendy get any breakfast in bed? Did she get anything special today?
No, she. That's this afternoon. We're having a big get together with the kids and and having a
back at the house
barbecue. Yeah,
great.
So we're kind of doing a parade. When nobody home. Me and I was doing stuff. I had the radio show and stuff to do this morning beforehand, and she was just sleep in. I had coffee made for her.
Good.
When I got up and I'm getting ready to leave the house, she was moving around doing things. So it's time to go.
After the show, I'm going over to my mom's house, and we got her an iPad. She's 89 years old, and I have to teach her.
You got her iPad?
Yes, I have to teach her how to use the iPad.
Oh, my God. That thing's broken in a minute.
That's good.
She's going to throw that thing on the floor.
Then my daughter and I are taking my wife Jill to a Mexican restaurant around our house, so that's going to be our Mother's Day.
Oh my!
And then
Mexican sounds so good.
And tomorrow night I am heading to I'm going to say it's Shea to City Field. I haven't been to City Field in a while to go see the Phillies play the Mets.
I've never been to the new one. I played in Shea, and that was
I'm
it.
Taking a train up there to check out Phil's Mets. It'll be a first road game in a while, but
be careful up there now. Be careful.
Oh, I'll be careful. Last time I was up there was for a playoff game,
and that can get chippy.
And it was Kansas City facing the Mets, and I want to say it was Game 6. And who is the pitcher for the Mets? It was really good. They called him the
Black Knight.
Yes, Dark Knight.
Dark Knight. Yeah.
Yes. That was their stud.
Yeah, I know you're talking about the right-hander.
Yeah. So they were down. If I remember correctly, it was Game 6 at Citi Field. They were down 3-2, and the Dark Knight was on the mound, and they were winning 1-0 the whole game. And 3 guys next to me were diehard Mets fans.
Yeah.
And I was with Conklin, right, from WIP.
Yeah.
And we were watching it, kind of disinterested, not really cheering, and this one guy and a couple other people, Matt Cord, and this guy looked with disdain at us and said, are you guys Mets fans? And we said, no, we're just kind of here just watching the game. We don't really care who wins. Matt Harvey.
Yeah, I was trying to look at it too.
So we said, we don't really care who wins. And they're looking at us now like, why are you wasting tickets that could be for diehard Mets fans? Why do you guys care? And I did say I worked in Major League Baseball. I didn't say Phillies. I worked in Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
So anyway,
you are smart.
Well, they kept screaming for Dark Knight to come out in the 8th inning because they're holding on to a 1-0 lead.
Yeah.
Well, he comes out. The crowd's going nuts. That Dark Knight comes out, right? He's going to save the day. And next thing you know, there's a series of blunders and walks and errors at home. Next thing you know, they go down 3-1. The guy next to Conklin was literally had a temper tantrum. He was literally slamming his seat. He's punching the seat. He's screaming. He's talking to himself. He's
you know what I call that?
Yeah, Brazer.
I'll pull in the Brazer.
He's going completely nuts. Joe Conklin is sitting in his seat. This guy's standing up, sitting in his seat, just watching him, right, while he's completely losing it. And the guy goes, and Joe looks at him in the middle of this temper tantrum and says, "What happened, fella?" Right? Which is probably the worst thing you could say to somebody who's in the middle of a temper tantrum. And then the guy couldn't even speak. He's like, "What happened? What happened? What? Just ask me what happened. You didn't see what happened." Completely going on. And I said, "You know what? Let's get out of here before we get beat up here."
Yeah, I know.
Right? So that was the last time I was at Citi Field.
So you got to witness something that was hilarious.
Yes,
yeah, that was
and
funny.
I think they lost the World Series that night. So yes, when not fun. So all right, Tommy, let's take a break. But when we come back,
a better fan base.
Group. Well, it's funny because Morgan Wallen has a song called the '98 Braves. Do you know that?
No, I did not.
He's got a song.
I haven't kept up with him that much. A couple songs I do know. I mean, I like. I'm starting to get into it more.
Well, he's got a song.
I'm turning back to my country a little bit more. I kind of go in spurts.
He's talking about '98 Braves, how loaded they were, and they lost to the Padres, I believe, in the NLCS.
Yeah.
And he was comparing I guess it was the talented team that then falls at the end.
Yeah.
And he's comparing that to his relationship when he's dating a beautiful girl and then it falls at the end.
Yeah.
But he mentions players' names and Smoltz and Glavine and all that.
Yeah.
And but I even though the Braves have had our number and obviously for years.
Yeah.
And I know you came up a Brave.
Yeah.
I
know all those boys, man.
If you're asking me, I have a much more. If there was a guy singing a Mets song, I would have booed him. But
oh god, yeah.
Braves fans all right, you got to tip their hat. They've been good and they're also classy too. It's a classy organization.
If you're a sports fan,
boo. Chris Summers.
If you're a sports fan, you have to appreciate good sport, good football, good baseball, good hockey, the way the game's played. And those guys, when it comes bottom line, they were a good ball club.
Well,
they pitched well.
They do.
And they pitched well, and they played good defense, and they had timely hitting. So
he performed at Citizens Bank Park, yes. But also the fans in Atlanta are much different from the fans in New York.
Oh, they're a bunch of front runners.
Right. And also the New York.
Because I played when they were bad, and then all of a sudden they were good.
New York's also had a lot of guys you root against. Braves, whatever. They just have, Chipper Jones was our nemesis, but he wasn't a bad guy.
Yeah.
And Smoltz and Glavine and
well,
all
let
that.
me renege on that statement. The fans back in the day when I played, and then all of a sudden they switched over, they were a bunch of front runners. Now, you got a lot of today's fans. They're obviously younger. That's all they've known is that team being a pretty good team.
Right.
And they're good fans. I have to say,
I was
disappointed in some of the fans down there during my time down there, and then following 5 years or so, because it switched like that, and all of a sudden I've been a Brave fans all my life.
Right.
I knew all the Brave fans down there by first name.
Exactly.
In the stadium. So I mean, it was horrible.
All right, Tommy, coming up, we're going to talk about this great week in baseball. The Fighting Phillies go 5-1. You're listening to the Baseball Insider Show presented by BCWSA. We are live from the Pines Tavern in Bristol, PA.
Generation Z members and millennials with young families. If you're looking for a great place to dine and watch all your favorite sporting events and you can't afford Center City restaurant prices, then settle back at the Pines Tavern in Bristol Borough. This is the place to take your family, including your children, for affordable, top-quality food, including their homemade meatloaf, pan-seared chicken breast, or their fish and chips, and plus many other dinner options. The Pines Tavern also has great sandwiches, like their South Philly pork or their Angus burgers. Multiple TVs to watch all your favorite sporting events, and check out their Facebook page for live entertainment. The Pines Tavern, here yesterday, here today, and proud to serve the next generation of families at the Fork in the Road at Radcliffe Street in Bristol. Open 7 days from 11:30 a.m. and Sundays from noon.
This is Tommy Greene from the 1993 National League champion Phillies. And here's the pitch. BCWSA water and sewer customers, you have a new and improved option to pay your bill that's convenient, reliable, and secure. Powered by Invoice Cloud, you can pay your bill 24/7 online, pay by text or phone, or sign up for AutoPay to avoid fees for late or missed payments. Visit bcwsa.net to sign up or for more info. That's bcwsa.net. BCWSA, proven.
With over 7,200 square feet of 200 brewers in stock at all times, Pat Dion Beverages now features 5 different flavors of their favorite slushy cocktails. You can also purchase all your wine, liquor, and other fine spirits right next door. Visit us on Facebook or online at patdionbeverages.com for upcoming events and samples from your favorite brewery or local food vendor.
At Penn Community Bank, we're in the business of building thriving communities. That means breaking down the barriers to home ownership, supporting fair, affordable access to housing from Philadelphia to the Lehigh Valley, like our Home Opportunity Mortgage that empowers eligible borrowers with no minimum credit score, no down payment, access to grant programs, and so much more. Visit PennCommunityBank.com/home for more details. Penn Community Bank. Here we grow. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender. Account and feature terms, restrictions, and conditions apply.
Energy costs are skyrocketing. Now's the time to upgrade your old heater and air conditioning systems to more efficient units to save on your utility bills. Harris Comfort can also handle all your propane needs, as well as providing sales and service on whole house generators. Harris Comfort is still family owned and has been serving our area for over 60 years, providing sales, service, installation, and peace of mind. Call 215-788-4596 or go to harriscomfort.com. Harris Comfort, still family and still local.
Head out to Dion Square, located at South Oxford Valley and South Olds Boulevard, to get all your essentials in one place, with the following businesses ready to serve you: Pat Dion Beverages, CVS Pharmacy, Hair Cuttery, Smile Culture Dental, Biomat, Liberty Auto Tags, Pennsylvania Fine Wine and Spirits, Lee's Hoagie House, R&J Smoothies and Juices, AutoZone, and First National Bank and Trust of Newtown. Make Dion Square your one stop for all your shopping needs at South Oxford Valley Road and South Olds Boulevard in Fairless Hills.
We now return to the Pines Tavern in Bristol, Pennsylvania for the Baseball Insider Show, presented by BCWSA. Once again, here are your hosts, Phillies Director of Fun and Games, John Brazer, and former pitcher from the 93 National League champion Phillies, Tommy Greene.
All right, we are back to the Baseball Insider Show presented by BCWSA. We are live at the Pines Tavern in Bristol, PA. I'm John Brazer, joined by my co-host Tommy Greene. And Tommy, you can watch the show live at WBCBSports.com or search WBCB Sports on YouTube. And you can listen to the show on 1490 WBCB and 107.3 FM, your station in Bucks, Burlington, and Mercer County.
Yes. I like the way Matt introduces it, by the way. That sounds pretty good.
Yeah. And Tommy, also consider a career at Septa. I've been wearing my 2 different Septa shirts the last 2 Monday nights in my tennis league. Septa is hiring a variety of skilled trade positions, including mechanics, electricians, plumbers, masons, painters, carpenters, welders, millwrights, and more. As a Septa employee, you will earn competitive compensation and great benefits, including medical, dental, prescription, and a pension. Visit jobs.septa.org to apply today. That's jobs.septa.org.
Now, question for you. Which one? I mean, what color was that?
I wore the blue one that looks like the John Belushi College.
Okay.
And it says Septa across, right? I have 2
I
of those.
don't have that one.
I love that.
I would want that because the other one's not in my color wheel. That's a Brazer.
Yeah,
that's a Brazer. That's a Brazer color wheel right there.
I love that. It's kind of a little Nantucket red. So
that's a little Virginia preppy
Vineyard Vines.
Yeah, Vineyard Vine color.
All right, Tommy, let's get into the Fightin' Phils because we were on national TV our first game after our show last Sunday, ESPN.
Yes, we were. And
I tell you what, we gave the audience what they wanted to see. Taijuan Walker was on the mound.
How about that?
And how about Bryce Harper? Showtime launched a 3-run home run. Alec Boehm had a good night, extended his hitting streak to 18. JT Realmuto had a great night. He had 3 hits for the Fightin' Phils. And also, Okay, now here's a perfect
Now,
example.
the only thing that could be any better about that night, we were 3 for 12 with runners in scoring position.
Right.
It could have been a couple hits better. It would have been awesome.
But here's to what Chris brought up earlier. The Giants aren't doing very well, but we're facing Logan Webb.
Yeah,
Logan Webb is a very good starter.
He's
their ace.
He's proven
for the most part. So, again, we did our job, and Taijuan Walker
kept us right there.
Allowed 3 runs and 5 hits over 6 1/3. It was basically he gave up that home run in the 7th, I believe.
That was it. He had a great outing. He's battling because he's not necessarily where people think he needs to be velocity-wise.
Right.
But that's not about what it is. Is he getting people out? And he's got a tendency to get people out when it counts.
Yep.
And get out of some jams. He might get himself into jam, but he tends to get out of it.
No, I think just that momentum of the starting pitching success has kind of carried everybody.
Yeah.
And my favorite part of the game, absolutely favorite part of the game, and I'm very curious to see your take because you're old school.
Yeah.
I'm kind of old school too.
Yeah.
But I know in the Major League Baseball for the marquee games, they will sometimes they'll mic up a player. Right?
Yeah.
And they mic'd up the perfect person, Brandon Marsh. Did you watch?
I saw it. Yeah. I didn't watch it. But I saw the replay.
You have to go see if you can YouTube this because I tell you what, Brandon Marsh is the most. We had his mom on our show last week, right? Was that last week? I think. Yeah.
Sonia.
Yeah, Sonia. Mm-hmm. He is the best. So they mic'd him up while he's talking to him. They said, "Hey, Brandon, who would be in your band?" And he said, well, definitely Stubbs. He's like Schwarber and Pache, right?
Yeah.
And I think he picked Pache because he's the best dancer on the team, right? And they said, what would be the name of your team? And of the band. Sorry, what would be the name of the band? Right when they asked that question, the ball comes right to him. Yeah. And he gets.
Not right to him, but he has to run into
He has to run to get it. So he's like, hold on. Hey. He's like screaming, hey, I got it. And he catches it. He's like, hey. And then he says something hilarious. I forget what it was, like celebrating, right?
Yeah.
Something just really funny, like Sriracha or whatever he said. And then he's jogging back in. And he said, "Wait, all right, hold on. To get that to answer that question, he's still thinking about it when he just had to do this running catch, right?
He's just reacting."
And he said, "He said Pache, Stubbs, and Schwarber." And he said, "What's the name of the band?" He said, "I don't know. Let's see. How about Stay Loose and Sexy, Baby?" So his band name was Stay Loose and Sexy Baby, right? So if you hear that band,
he seems to be a great guy. I've never met him personally.
He's the best.
He just by watch he plays. He's having a lot of fun at what he does, and that's the way. It's not that we didn't do that way. Today's game, he fits right into the mold of that a little bit. He's showing, he's playing. And that's the thing about it. Some guys are like in golf. Tiger Woods never smiled or never did anything. Now you're seeing the professional try to be more outwardly
Chichi Rodriguez,
yes, and type things, to smiling, to get that. That's where I think the fans
they want to see personality.
They gravitate. They want to see you that. The stoic guys. I mean, it's not like it used to be, and I mean that's the thing. I like about it. I felt like I was always and a guy that was happier engaging. You felt like you were more engaging as an athlete, and I think that's what the fans want you to do.
Well, how about when Nick Castellanos made that really nice catch, and then Rojas was running over, and right when he made that catch, which was a great catch, over his shoulder, up high, and Rojas literally jumps up on his back, and gives him a bear hug from his back, right?
And that's what I've noticed in Castellanos of recent past. He's not as, I don't want to say serious, but he's kind of relaxed a little bit and just. And let his emotion kind of come out. He's smiling more. I've noticed that.
He has a relationship with his right field bleachers. He basically will point to him and signal with him, communicate with him. It's kind of fun. So
which is good. It's good to see that because he is playing better. Because he looks like he's more relaxed. I think that's a huge thing.
Yep. All right. So that was that. Then we had a 4-game series because it swung around to Monday.
Yeah.
We have a chance to sweep the Giants. And sure enough, you got Wheeler. Now, if you're the Giants, you've just lost 3 games to the Fighting Phils, right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you got Zach Wheeler on the mound for the.
We beat your big boy,
right?
So.
Yep. And they've got a rookie who's from Scranton, Wilkes-Barre area, right? Who went to Lehigh, making his major league debut. Mason Black, who looked good in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then I guess it's one of those things, they don't have a book on him. They don't have tape on him. Or if they do, it's very limited. And, he did well for the beginning, but then the Phils busted open. Zach Wheeler.
When you start walking, guys, you're asking for trouble.
Yeah, Zach Wheeler struck out 11 in 7 innings. Bryce Harper stayed hot with a 3-run home run. Schwarber had a solo shot.
He kind of Mr. Harper's over the past week just woke up.
He really has.
He's woke up.
He has,
which is a good thing.
Yes, and then also, so Harper, Real Muto stayed hot with 2 hits. Castellanos had 2 hits.
Yeah.
So it was good to see. So that was awesome. And again, the Giants, they're throwing out guys. Sometimes, in the past, you played some guy that you've never faced.
Yeah.
You don't have it's not like automatic win, right? Because again, you don't have a book on the guy.
Yeah.
All right, so then we go with Toronto. We face Toronto in an odd 2-game series, right? They come in, and
you're facing their big boy.
And what do? We bring in – what I like about this team is that everybody is contributing. Everybody's had big moments, whether it's last night you got Stott. On this night, on Tuesday night, it was Cody Clemens.
Yes.
Cody Clemens, again, a guy who's a major leaguer. The guy, he's just unfortunate. It's a numbers crunch.
Yeah.
But he came up, obviously, when Trey Turner went down.
Yeah.
He comes up, he homers, tripled, and drove in 4 runs to the Phils. How about that?
That was right out of bed. That's unbelievable.
And how about Harper just stays hot with it? It's a grand slam. And then you got to give Christopher Sanchez.
He went from batting like 230 to 260 something.
Right. And Sanchez, it was funny because they're going to say, well, Spencer Turnbull is going to piggyback with Sanchez. Well, Sanchez was pitching so well that he –
You got to let him go.
So Turnbull did come in, but Turnbull came in for not that long because Sanchez
just a couple
did so
innings.
well.
He come in for a couple innings.
Right. So 10-1, great to see. Fighting Phils with 11 hits, 2 home runs. They're striking out, but it doesn't matter. They're scoring runs. And do you know that we scored at least 7?
I got some stats on that, if you want to know as far as striking out wise and stuff like that.
Well, we've scored 7.
We're not like in the top of the league like we used to be.
Right.
We're like in the middle of the pack. We're like 11th in baseball. Which still could be better.
We've scored at least 7 runs 13 times this year, and that's pretty good out of 40 games. So, pretty good. All right, Tommy. When we come back.
Yeah, okay, we get into some of that. I got something I want to say about the runs.
Okay.
Because
the stats are looking good. When we come back, we'll talk about the only blemish on the week, and then we're going to talk about the Miami Marlins breakout. We're going to since we are 1/4 of the way through the season. Okay, we're basically 1/4.
Yeah.
So we're going to do some grades as well, Tommy. We'll go through that.
Go.
You'll hear all that. You're listening to the Baseball Insider Show presented by BCWSA. We're live at the Pines Tavern in Bristol, PA.
1490 WBCB and 107.3 FM W297CL Levittown.
Generation Z members and millennials with young families. If you're looking for a great place to dine and watch all your favorite sporting events and you can't afford Center City restaurant prices, then settle back at the Pines Tavern in Bristol Borough. This is the place to take your family, including your children, for affordable, top-quality food, including their homemade meatloaf, pan-seared chicken breast, or their fish and chips, and plus many other dinner options. The Pines Tavern also has great sandwiches, like their South Philly pork or their Angus burgers. Multiple TVs to watch all your favorite sporting events, and check out their Facebook page for live entertainment. The Pines Tavern, here yesterday, here today, and proud to serve the next generation of families at the Fork in the Road at Radcliffe Street in Bristol. Open 7 days from 11:30 a.m. and Sundays from noon.
BCWSA customers, former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene here. I played on the 1993 National League champs, so I know a thing or two about what it's like playing on a winning team. BCWSA has all the ingredients. They make it easy for their customers to get automatic updates by text, email, or phone anytime there is a disruption in your service area. You can even customize your alerts by going to bcwsa.net. That's bcwsa.net. BCWSA, your partner for a safer environment. BCWSA, proven.
Head out to Dion Square, located at South Oxford Valley and South Olds Boulevard, to get all your essentials in one place, with the following businesses ready to serve you: Pat Dion Beverages, CVS Pharmacy, Hair Cuttery, Smile Culture Dental, Biomat, Liberty Auto Tags, Pennsylvania Fine Wine and Spirits, Lee's Hoagie House, R&J Smoothies and Juices, AutoZone, and First National Bank and Trust of Newtown. Make Dion Square your one stop for all your shopping needs at South Oxford Valley Valley Road and South Olds Boulevard in Fairless Hills.
Think banking hasn't changed? Think again. At Penn Community Bank, we've been helping communities thrive for 150 years. From our nationally recognized Access Checking that offers the peace of mind of no overdrafts, to student and free checking plus options with perks that will make you wonder what you did without them, like early direct deposit, overdraft grace, and Zelle. Learn more at PennCommunityBank.com/products. Penn Community Bank. Here we grow. Account and feature terms, restrictions, and conditions apply. Ask for full details. Member FDIC.
Energy costs are skyrocketing. Now is the time to upgrade your old heater and air conditioning systems to more efficient units to save on your utility bills. Harris Comfort can also handle all your propane needs, as well as providing sales and service on whole house generators. Harris Comfort is still family owned and has been serving our area for over 60 years, providing sales, service, installation, and peace of mind. Call 215-788-4596 or go to harriscomfort.com. Harris Comfort, still family and still local. With over 7,200 square feet of 200 brewers in stock at all times, Pat Dion Beverages now features 5 different flavors of their favorite slushy cocktails. You can also purchase all your wine, liquor, and other fine spirits right next door. Visit us on Facebook or online at patdionbeverages.com for upcoming events and samples from your favorite brewery or local food vendor.
We now return to the Pines Tavern in Bristol, Pennsylvania for the Baseball Insider Show, presented by BCWSA. Once again, here are your hosts, Phillies Director of Fun and Games, John Brazer, and former pitcher from the 93 National League champion Phillies, Tommy Greene.
All right, we are back to the Baseball Insider Show presented by BCWSA. We're live from the Pines Tavern in Bristol, PA. I'm John Brazer, joined by my co-host, Tommy Greene. His son Seth is at the bar over there as a fan of the show. Tommy, as I mentioned, consider a career at Septa, because Septa relies on and needs bus operators, train engineers, and conductors. As a Septa employee, you will earn competitive compensation, great benefits, including medical, dental, prescription, and a pension. Visit jobs.septa.org to apply today. That's jobs.septa.org. And who knows, maybe you'll get some of those cool free T-shirts, including the one that's Nantucket Red that Tommy isn't especially cared for.
Yeah.
All right. So, Tom, we're going to give a little grades, maybe the last segment, but right now we're still going to get through the Toronto, again, going back to the original point, you can get shut down by anybody. Chris Bassett,
he said
major league guy, and he's actually played well against us when he's with the Mets, and he shut us down. It ended our home winning streak at 11 games.
Against Nola, and I mean, good ball game until Nola's last inning. He come in. Yeah, I mean, the line doesn't look that good, but that's when he gave up his hits. Anytime you look at a line and it goes five and a third, and he gave up like 9 hits, he gave up like 4 or 5 of them in that one inning. I mean, that
5 hits and scored 3 runs in the 6th inning.
Yeah, it gave up. I mean, just that one inning kind of snowballed a little bit. Now
Bassett has a 1.86 ERA and 5 career starts against the Phillies.
So I mean, he's kind of got our number a little bit. He feels pretty good when he pitches against us.
Yep, and in the third we could have really broken open, but he walked 2 batters to open the inning, and then Johan Rojas singled to load the bases, but then Schwarber hit a sac fly to score a run.
Yeah. We were 2 for 8,
and Springer made a great catch. Yeah. And then we didn't do anything. We
were 2 for 8 for runners in scoring position. So another hit, it changes the outlook of the ball game.
Nola didn't pitch terrible.
No, he didn't walk anybody.
Right.
It could have been worse if he starts walking guys.
Yeah, he went he went 5 2/3, 9 hits, 4 earned runs, 7 Ks.
Now the big thing, you start looking at the line, Braze, and what do you see? The big thing I see after who come in for him.
Schramm.
Okay. His first batter, he gave up a hit that scored. Right, that was huge.
Right.
See, and Schramm, I tell you, if he's disappointed, because he's been lights out.
Sure.
And he's disappointed in giving up an inherited runner, giving up that hit, because the reliever's job. What I was told, like when I was learning to be a reliever, when I come out of the big league, that first guy is the most important guy. You get that guy out. You get that guy, shut it down.
Because that's why you're brought in.
Yeah. So.
All right, and then we start a series of Marlins. And, again, you got to beat the teams. And Marlins is struggling, especially they traded away their best offensive player who has already won multiple batting titles, might win another one in a Roz.
That guy can hit.
He can hit. But you got Suarez on the mound. And I tell you what,
Leave
Ranger
him alone. We're
Suarez
not going to talk about him no more.
is the coolest customer out there. And I think Nick Castellanos, did you hear? I don't know if you heard the story. Nick Castellanos had a boxer dog for 7 years, called him Tiger, because obviously he was playing for the Tigers when he got the dog. And the dog went everywhere with him. And the dog had passed away suddenly, I think on Thursday.
Yeah.
And then Friday, he dedicated the game to Tiger, and he hit a home run. Johan Rojas hit a home run.
Yeah.
And it was Suarez is really the story. The offense is great. We scored 8 runs. But Suarez just, again, allowed 3 hits, struck out 9, walked 2.
He's the epitome of pitching.
Yes. He did.
Right now,
we talked about it earlier. He's
staying
old
out
school.
of middle plate. He's in and out, up and down, changing speeds.
Yes. 5 pitches, up, down, north, south, east, west, everything. Rojas, JT each had 3 hits. Harper had 2 hits, including an RBI double. Pache, who's been great stepping into the lineup.
Everybody hit.
Schwarber.
Basically.
It's good to see. We beat up on Trevor Rogers, starting with Castellanos opening the second with a home run.
You know what I love to see, Braze?
What's that?
You see I put the last 3 in the lineup. When they start clicking and doing some things, it turns it over to the big guys up top.
You're right.
And that's what I love to see, man.
Sosa, Pache, and Rojas, again, getting it done of late. So it's great to see. Really great to see. And then last night, again, I was at the Morgan Wallen concert, and I'm checking I'm outside, and I couldn't watch the game, so I'm following it on my computer.
Yesterday was afternoon
or on my phone. Yes, 4:00 game, and the big one was Stott, and it's a different guy every night.
Yeah.
But he had a big bases clearing triple. It was a nice inside swing.
Yeah,
pulled it.
That ball was down. That ball was a pretty good pitch.
It was a very good pitch. It was right inside, and he turned on it, and that was huge. So he finished with 2 hits, 4 RBIs. JT had a run-scoring single and also threw out 2 base runners. There was a lot of –
And look at the runners in scoring position, what they did. 5 for 10.
Right.
Now that's getting it done.
Right. And again, Taijuan Walker, he allowed 1 run in 6 innings, which is great. He gave up 8 hits, struck out 4.
Yep.
So it's good to see that. And again, it's good to see you mentioned the bottom half of the order.
Yeah.
And
they showed up again.
Tell you what, they totally showed up again. Sosa 1 for 3, Pache 3 for 4, and Rojas 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs.
Yes, big hits, man. I mean, it's fun to watch them because it's not just one guy. It's a team effort what we're doing. And that's what it's about.
It's a total team effort. And Tommy, it's time now for the Smart Stat of the Week. Brought to you by Payroll Service Solutions. Call them today at 1-866-PAY-EASY. That's 1-866-PAY-EASY. I have a lot of different ways I could go, okay? But let's go with this one. We'll go the team effort. The Phillies have won 28 of their first 40 games of a season for the first time since 1993. They've either won or tied each of their last 11 series since April 5th, their longest stretch without a series loss since August 8th, 1994 to June 1st, 1995.
I was involved at all
13 series. You're on that team. Mm-hmm. The current stretch is tied with 3 others from 75, 1971 to 72, and 1915 to 1960 for the 7th longest in team history. The longest such span in franchise history was from August 29th, 1983 to April 25th, 1984, when the Phillies went 19 straight series without losing one, which is pretty crazy.
That is crazy. I mean, that's good baseball.
And I'm going to a couple other ones. In his last outing, Zach Wheeler became the first Phillies pitcher to post a sub 1.7 ERA in his first 8 starts of the season since Roy Halladay did it with a 1.59 ERA to begin the 2010 campaign. And a Ranger Suarez accomplished his feat through his 8th start on Friday night, becoming the first pair of teammates with such marks in the same season since George Chalmers and Grover Alexander Cleveland in 1915.
Yeah.
And I tell you what,
it's amazing you got 2 guys dealing like that. That's a huge. I mean, that's all we got. Really, a pitching staff that's doing. Starting staff that's
unbelievable
right now, rolling pretty good.
And then Tom, we've been facing a lot of lefty pitchers, and we have a right-handed lineup. Obviously, Schwarber and Stott and Harper.
Lineup.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I meant left-handed lineup. Phillies ranked 3rd in Major League Baseball with 517 plate appearances against left-handed pitchers this season, behind only the Dodgers and Miami. And as a club, they're slashing .275 average, .354 on base, .410 slugging versus left-handed pitchers, and they're
that's unbelievable.
And their 10.4% walk rate and 3.354 on-base percentage against left-handed pitchers, ranked 4th and 3rd in the NL respectively.
Okay,
so.
and here you're doing some stats, and I kind of went through in baseball. This is covering whole baseball.
Yep.
You know, home runs we were 48. We're tied with 5th. We're tied for 5th in baseball, right? And
in total home runs.
In total home runs.
Yeah, because we have 48 and the Orioles have 59.
Yep, and average-wise, remember how the season started out? We were sort of
Yep.
talking about where we're at, and we're like, man, we were hitting like 230. We're second in baseball, hitting 263 now.
Yeah, and right
All
behind
baseball.
the Dodgers at 264.
Yeah.
So we're 1 percentage point.
And here's the big one we talk about. Remember with the run differential,
Yep.
we were way behind at one point? We're our second in baseball in runs scored with 207 runs now. So,
And
that's unbelievable.
Dodgers
You know?
220.
Yep.
We are second in RBI.
And we're 5th in walks as an offensive
Fifth in
unit.
walks,
Yeah,
yep.
we're 5th in walks. And we already hit on the strikeouts. Remember, we used to be at the top of the league of striking out.
Now we're 11th, I think, right?
We're tied for 11th. You know,
Yep.
we're better than we were. You know, we're not striking as much.
And we're 5th in stolen bases. We're 4th in total hits. We're 2nd in RBIs. We're 2nd in OPS. And that's on the offensive side. So that's
in the last 7 days, hitting wise, we're 1st in baseball.
okay.
With a 305 average, you know, and some of that stuff. And in run scored, we're 2nd in the last 6 games. You know, we played just 6 games. Other teams had played 7, and we're 2nd. We could have been been 1st.
Well, then you look on the pitching side, same thing. We look at our ERA. We are 4th in Major League Baseball with 3.22 ERA, only trailing the Red Sox, Yanks, and LA.
Yeah.
We are 1st in pitching wins with 28.
Yep.
We are 1st in least amount of losses with 12. We are tied for 1st with complete games at 1. We are 2nd in shutouts with 5. We are 2nd in strikeouts with 379 to the Twins 388. And we're 6th in WHIP, and we're 8th in average against. So
okay, I'm giving the starters some love.
Okay.
Right. Here's the starters for the season.
Yeah, there's a lot of stats. Good stats.
Starters for the season. Their ERA is 2.52. They're 2nd in baseball.
Yep.
Now the only one's better.
Red Sox.
I think the Red Sox is. We're 1st in starters and strikeouts, noticeably.
Yep.
Yeah, 250 in that. So that's unbelievable. You know, so that shows you where we're at. And even in the last week, we're 5th in ERA this past week in starters ERA, but the ERA is 2.25. It's a 2.5. Yeah, that's
So
bottom, you're 5th. You got some good baseball being played, man.
Bottom line is we're getting it done, pitching and hitting.
Oh, huge thing. We didn't give up any. Basically, we get 4 home runs up last week.
Yep.
as a staff.
That is big.
That's so.
And that was your Philly Smart Stat of the Week. Once again, brought to you by Payroll Service Solutions. Call them today at 1-866-PAY-EASY for the smart choice in payroll services. Call them again at 1-866-PAY-EASY. All right, Tommy, we're going to go to break. When we come back, we're going to set you up for today's game.
Yeah.
We are also going to do some grades, and I got some other crazy stories around baseball. We'll go through all that. You're listening to the Baseball Insider Show presented by BCWSA. We are live from the Pines Tavern in Bristol, PA.
Generation Z members and millennials with young families. If you're looking for a great place to dine and watch all your favorite sporting events and you can't afford Center City restaurant prices, then settle back at the Pines Tavern in Bristol Borough. This is the place to take your family, including your children, for affordable, top-quality food, including their homemade meatloaf, pan-seared chicken breast, or their fish and chips, and plus many other dinner options. The Pines Tavern also has great sandwiches, like their South Philly pork or their Angus burgers. Multiple TVs to watch all your favorite sporting events, and check out their Facebook page for live entertainment. The Pines Tavern, here yesterday, here today, and proud to serve the next generation of families at the Fork in the Road at Radcliffe Street in Bristol. Open 7 days from 11:30 a.m. and Sundays from noon.
This is Tommy Greene from the 1993 National League champion Phillies. And here's the pitch. BCWSA water and sewer customers, you have a new and improved option to pay your bill that's convenient, reliable, and secure. Powered by Invoice Cloud, you can pay your bill 24/7 online, pay by text or phone, or sign up for AutoPay to avoid fees for late or missed payments. Visit bcwsa.net to sign up or for more info. That's bcwsa.net. BCWSA, proven.
With over 7,200 square feet of 200 brewers in stock at all times, Pat Dion Beverages now features 5 different flavors of their favorite slushy cocktails. You can also purchase all your wine, liquor, and other fine spirits right next door. Visit us on Facebook or online at patdionbeverages.com for upcoming events and samples from your favorite brewery or local food vendor.
At Penn Community Bank, we're in the business of building thriving communities. That means breaking down the barriers to home ownership, supporting fair, affordable access to housing from Philadelphia to the Lehigh Valley, like our Home Opportunity Mortgage that empowers eligible borrowers with no minimum credit score, no down payment, access to grant programs, and so much more. Visit PennCommunityBank.com/home for more details. Penn Community Bank. Here we grow. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender. Account and feature terms, restrictions, and conditions apply.
Energy costs are skyrocketing. Now's the time to upgrade your old heater and air conditioning systems to more efficient units to save on your utility bills. Harris Comfort can also handle all your propane needs, as well as providing sales and service on whole house generators. Harris Comfort is still family owned and has been serving our area for over 60 years, providing sales, service, installation, and peace of mind. Call 215-788-4596 or go to harriscomfort.com. Harris Comfort, still family and still local.
Head out to Dion Square, located at South Oxford Valley and South Olds Boulevard, to get all your essentials in one place, with the following businesses ready to serve you: Pat Dion Beverages, CVS Pharmacy, Hair Cuttery, Smile Culture Dental, Biomat, Liberty Auto Tags, Pennsylvania Fine Wine and Spirits, Lee's Hoagie House, R&J Smoothies and Juices, AutoZone, and First National Bank and Trust of Newtown. Make Dion Square your one stop for all your shopping needs at South Oxford Valley Road and South Olds Boulevard in Fairless Hills.
We now return to the Pines Tavern in Bristol, Pennsylvania for the Baseball Insider Show, presented by BCWSA. Once again, here are your hosts, Phillies Director of Fun and Games, John Brazer, and former pitcher from the '93 National League champion Phillies, Tommy Greene.
All right, we're back to the Baseball Insider Show presented by BCWSA. We're live from the Pines Tavern in Bristol, PA. I'm John Brazer, joined by my co-host Tommy Greene and Chris Ermer on the controls. And I got a lot of stuff going on here, Tommy.
I just got to give Bryce Harper some love a little bit.
Okay.
You didn't realize how many RBIs he had last week.
How many? 10.
11.
11. How about that?
How about that, dude?
Well, how about this one?
Hey, that's getting it done, man.
That's getting it done. Since the start of 2023 season, Phillies' record with Bryce Harper is 98-64. When Bryce is healthy and in the lineup, 98-64. That is a .604 winning percentage.
That pretty much puts you pretty much in first place.
How about
a lot of times? How
about that one? All right, we're gonna go around baseball, then we'll do grades, then we'll get you set up for today's game. How about Willie Adames, right, from Milwaukee? Got into it with Royals fans, Kansas City. Kansas City took a 2-run lead in the ninth, and with 2 outs and a pair of runners on base, Adames told Kansas City fans who were heckling him behind home plate that he's going to hit one out, and sure enough, he drills an 83-miles-per-hour curveball from Royals closer James MacArthur, who used to be a Philly in the Phillies minor league system, sending the Milwaukee to a 6-5 win. So that's backing up.
That's Babe Ruthish.
Yep.
Calling his shot.
Ohtani told Dave Roberts it was born in Japan.
Yeah, I knew that.
And so Dave Roberts had the record for Japanese-born players' home runs, I think.
I mean, he hit 6.
Yeah, I know. And so then Ohtani beat him, said if he was going to beat him, he'll get him a Porsche. Well, he broke the record, and he got him a miniature toy Porsche. So not quite the same.
Hey.
Hey, the MLB draft is coming up. Look out for Georgia's Charlie Condon, who hit his 34th home run in Carolina to set the NCAA record for most home runs in a season since they've been playing with these composite bats. Okay?
Where's he play at?
He plays for Georgia.
Oh, okay.
Last year, Florida had a guy, Jack Caglianone, who had 33 home runs, but the all-time leader before the composite bats was Inky. Inky had 48.
I witnessed some of that.
Yeah, 48 home runs in 1985. Pretty good.
I saw him play when I went out to Oklahoma. That was one of my visits, and they were playing the Sooner Shootout.
Right.
And his team was there of the 4 teams that were there.
I
saw him hit one of the hardest balls I ever seen in
monster.
my life.
All right,
Not far. It went basically through the wall down the left field line. It was a line drive that you could have caught beside your head.
Right.
Yeah.
How about this one? I love Tony Gwynn's stats. John Smoltz is telling the story that Maddox, Glavine, Pedro, and Smoltz, 4 pretty good pitchers, right?
You reckon?
Yeah. They faced Tony Gwynn 330 times, right?
Yeah.
Now, just to know, between Maddox, Glavine, Pedro, and Smoltz, they struck out over 12,000 batters combined.
Yeah.
Right? And those 4. But they faced him 330 times. You know how many times Tony Gwynn struck out?
Not many.
Out of 330 times against Maddox, Glavine, Pedro, and Smoltz. He struck out 3 times. Pedro and Maddox never struck him out.
Yeah.
Never struck him out.
Yeah.
That's
hard
crazy.
to believe with Pedro.
All right, it took Jeter 2,343 games to break Rickey Henderson's Yankees team record for stolen bases. Now, the problem is Rickey only played in 596 games, and it took Jeter 2,343.
Yeah.
I love Rickey Henderson's stats.
Oh, he was
yeah.
he was a freakish guy too.
He walked 796 times in his career leading off the inning.
Yeah.
That's pretty
How many
good.
home runs he have leading off?
Yeah.
He had a ton of those
tons.
too.
How about Kerry Wood? Kerry Wood's first major league pitch. You got to get this on YouTube. His first major league pitch, he nailed the catcher. He fooled the catcher and the umpire, and he nailed the umpire right in the face mask.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Sometimes they need that.
Orioles have a new tradition called the Splash Zone. It's in left field where fans are sprayed with a hose in celebration after a big play throughout the game. And the new owner, who they love, David Rubenstein, did it in the second inning, and the O's immediately scored 2 runs. Pretty good there. How about Milwaukee has a lucky sausage? It's an unopened sausage wrapped, and they've been taking it, and they've been going nuts. Sorry, it's Minnesota.
It's Minnesota. They've been playing. They've been hot.
Minnesota, right. So Twins have won 15 to 17 games with a lucky sausage. How about that one? Paul.
We go all kind of directions with that.
Paul Skeens charged. I know. That's why I want to keep going. Paul Skeens charged with 3 runs in 4+ innings, but he struck out 7, throwing 17 pitches at 100 miles per hour, which shows, he gave up 3 runs. It shows that you can throw many of those pitches, 17 pitches over 100 miles per hour.
Yeah.
But you're still you're going up against major league hitters.
Well, you go on a major league hitter and you start falling behind guys.
Yes, and then
you start paying the piper.
All right, how about the Braves? Braves lose a no-hitter on a 2-out home run by J.D. Martinez in the 9th.
Wow. How about
they're
that?
Down to the last out.
Couldn't happen to a better team.
Now, again, it would have been combined.
They won.
It would have been combined. But
yeah, but still, they won anyway.
Yeah,
Only thing could have been better if it was like a home
6,
run.
to take the lead.
Yeah, the 2-run home run and lost 2.
How about this weird game? We mentioned Skeens, but in this game, Cubs drew 6 bases-loaded walks in the same inning versus the Pirates.
Wow.
I would be, if that was against the Phillies, I'd be pulling my hair out. I'd be.
That's
It's the most in Major League Baseball in 65 years.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, with 2 outs in the 5th. Right, check this out. 2 outs in the 5th. Their pitcher Kyle Nicholas, Pittsburgh, hit Ian Happ. Then he walked Nico Horner on 4 pitches. He walked Michael Bush on 4 pitches, and he walked Miles Mastrobuono on 4 pitches. 12 pitches.
So basically, walked a run in.
Yes, walked right with 12 pitches.
Yeah.
I mean, that's hard to do.
Yeah.
And then Josh Fleming came in. He didn't help matters. He walked Jan Gomes. Then he gave up an infield single to Tauchman. Then it went into rain delay for an hour. And then this guy Colin Holderman came in. He issued 2 more bases-loaded walks. 1 to Suzuki, 1 to Bellinger. He finally got a guy Madrigal to line out to center. Like that's
a manager's just dying.
That's pulling your hair out.
And the pitching coach is like, oh my God, he's worried about his job right there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Well, here is the lineup. So we'll go to the Marlins first. Jazz Chisholm playing center field, leading off. Dela Cruz DHing. Jake Berger third. Josh Bell fourth. Sanchez playing right field fifth. Gordon left field, Brujan shortstop, Lopez second base, Betancourt is catching.
I heard something real quick.
Yep.
Real quick. I saw something where I didn't hear something. I saw something that somebody was saying about a trade deadline type move, and the face they showed on it, was Chisholm.
Oh.
Did you see that?
No.
I was like,
well,
I'm like, what are they? My personal opinion on that. You shouldn't allow that guy near that team within 1,000 miles.
Right.
Because to me, he's a cancer.
All right.
I mean, that's just me. So got some ability.
Well, I don't think.
But it's the other stuff that I think it's too much of the other stuff.
Yeah, at this point, I think
you can't mess with that stuff.
Yes.
So.
Well, against Zach Wheeler, who they're facing today, the one who has really good stats is Josh Bell, who is 12 for 39 with 3 home runs, 6 RBIs, batting .308.
Hit him.
Let's go through the Phil's lineup. Phil's lineup, again, you have Braxton Garrett, who is left-handed, making his debut. He's been hurt all year. So, again, you don't know what you're going to get. You could get some guy who's fresh arm and
just like we had Luzardo yesterday, right?
Right, and Garrett's had success against the Phils. So the lineup here being a lefty, again, I think this might be the third or fourth lefty we face in a row. Whit Merrifield leading off. He is 15 for 67 this year. But we'll go with against Garrett. He's never faced Garrett.
Yeah.
Bohm, who's hot. He's batting second, playing first base.
Yeah.
5 for 11 with a home run. Harper's DHing. Schwarber has a little bactitis. They're giving him the day off against a lefty.
You need to give him a couple.
Give him a couple. So Harper's DHing, batting third. He's 3 for 11 off him. Nick Castellanos batting cleanup, playing right field. He's 2 for 9 off him. Stott is batting fifth, 1 for 4. Second base. Sosa's shortstop, 4 for 10 off him. Marsh is back in, left field, batting seventh. He's 0 for 2 against Garrett. Pache, who's hot, 1 for 2, playing center field. And then Stubbs is catching 0 for 2 against him. So, again, Merrifield, Bohm, Harper, Castellanos, Stott, Sosa, Marsh, Pache, and Stubbs.
Yeah.
All right, that's your lineup. All right, we have a couple minutes. So, Tommy, let's do we're going to go quick grades, okay? Zach Wheeler, A, obviously, right?
A plus.
A plus. Sanchez. Or not A. Well, A, let's go Sanchez.
Sanchez? I got to go a B plus.
I'm giving him a B plus too. All right, Suarez. A plus.
A plus plus.
Right? Nola.
Is there such thing as A plus plus?
Yeah, I know. A plus plus. Yeah. Nola, I'd give him a solid B.
Yeah, a solid B.
Yep.
Yeah.
Turnbull, A, right?
Yeah.
And then so far, Taijuan Walker, I give him a B plus, right? B.
Yeah.
B.
I mean, to me, it's got. I got to go a solid B.
Solid B.
Yeah.
All right.
I got to, especially over the last 2 outings.
Let's go Harper. What are you giving him a grade?
Last week helped him seriously. It's been a good B plus, I think.
Okay.
I mean, because he could be better. He can't be too much better than what he was this past week. I mean, because he's hitting home runs and doing the other thing, hitting for average and all that stuff. It's just the total work.
Yeah, overall.
Total work. It's
overall.
I'm saying a good B plus.
How about Stott? Got a slow start, but he's heating up.
He's heating up. I'm thinking he's probably for him. I'm saying C plus.
But a lot of room.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go over to Trey Turner before he got hurt.
That's got to be A.
Yep. Third base. Let's
Bohm.
go. Bohm.
He's A plus right now.
A plus. Yep. Let's go left field. Schwarber. He's got nine home runs.
He's got 9 home runs. He's doing good. I mean, he's a solid. Doing what he does is, I'm saying, is a good B.
Okay.
That's just me.
Castellanos got off to a slow start. Been heating up a little bit.
He's been heating up of late. God, man, after last year's hard. I'm thinking C minus.
Yeah. Yep. But again, he's starting to heat up, which is good.
He's starting to heat up.
And then let's go Marsh.
Oh, I mean, he's steady. He brings a lot to the table. I'm saying he's a good B right now.
And then Rojas got off to a slow start.
Oh, yeah, slow start, but he's rising. He's rising. I'm saying a C plus right now.
Merrifield?
He needs to be better. I'm thinking a C. He's starting to swing the bat a little bit.
Pache?
I haven't seen enough of him, but he's swinging the bat better for what he does coming off the bench and getting to play right now. I mean, he's been, I'm saying, C plus.
All right, then give me how about the bullpen overall?
Overall, and it's been hurting because of the first part of the season.
I'd give it between a B and a B plus.
Right now, I'm probably a B minus.
B minus, okay. Mm-hmm. I just think Hoffman, Alvarado's had a couple.
Well, I mean, you said overall.
Overall, right. Yeah, you're right. Because then you've got some guys. You've got some guys that have been struggling. All right. So you have our lineup. And
starters are obviously A plus. Yeah,
A plus, right. All right, Tommy. This has been so much fun doing at the Pines Tavern. I can't wait to come back here in September.
Yeah.
Again, we're going to be at the Shore going forward with Sundays on the road. And, Tommy, that wraps up today's Baseball Insider Show presented by BCWSA. Thanks to the good folks here at the Pines Tavern for hosting us this year. Thanks also to my co-host, Tommy Greene, our on-site engineer, Chris Hermer, back in the studio, Stephen Lawler, Bill Redner for setting this up. Love Bill. We'll be back next Sunday from 12:30 to 1:30 at the CP Ranking Club at Citizens Bank Park for the Phillies take on the Washington Nationals at 1:35. Until then, have a great week. And as the late, great Harry the K says, and happy Mother's Day to everyone out there, but as the late, great Harry the K says,
we're out of here.
With you alongside Kevin